roll call done?
Rod.
Here.
Nicole.
Here.
Dave.
Here.
Carolyn.
Here.
Deb.
Here. Visitors, anybody have any comments? Approval of town board minutes from January 13th, 2025.
I move to approve the town board meeting minutes from January 13th, 2025.
Can we get a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion?
I do want to add that I looked at these minutes and I know that Lori had asked why she was declared as the chief, and that was not listed in the notes. I feel that that should be added along with the reason of poor leadership. And that was discussed. And that I watched the recording of
That
it.
wasn't discussed though.
I watched the recording of it. It's marked at the 1 hour, 29-minute mark.
It should have been right in between the two motions, actually.
Yes. Yes, it was brought up.
So do you want to add that in there?
So, the motion is now to,
No, the motions are the same, but Lori had asked for,
so I believe that it is, the proper way to handle this is the minutes are presented. If there's adjustments to the minutes, it has to be a majority vote, is my understanding.
right,
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine. We can do a majority vote of it, that's fine. But I feel that that should be added to it.
any more discussion or
I didn't see
corrections?
anything else.
You want to revise your motion?
Yes, I revised my motion to approve the meeting minutes with the addition of, Lori had asked the reason why she was declined as chief, and the reason given was poor leadership.
Can we get a second? I'll second it. Discussion? Do a roll call vote on that.
Rod.
I'm going to abstain.
Nicole.
Aye.
Dave.
No.
Carolyn.
No,
Deb.
Aye. Motion failed, so you have no minutes.
Well, I would imagine that the motion would then be to, so, I would imagine that you could, a person could make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
But they're inaccurate. I mean, we have the video recording. I guess you could do that, and then we vote again, do a roll call vote.
What would you like to do?
Well, somebody needs to make a motion, right?
Yeah, is that or the motion failed and we got no improvement? Okay, we can move on. Planning Commission, Dorothy's not here. Bruce, you have a
Yeah,
report?
there's nothing to report. We didn't have a meeting this last month, so
Okay. Highway, we had a mailbox that, I don't believe our guys hit it. You didn't have one on St. Joe's, did you?
No.
Kurt didn't hit it, I
No,
think.
that was down before I went through, unless Rob was going 50 miles an hour when he went through there earlier the day before. There's no way he hit it, because that post would have been snapped off. It's one of those plastic ones where it just pushed the top off it, so it wouldn't have been us.
Okay.
And that's
John
like
Dwyer
the ditch
responded
right
to that,
next to it.
telling me it was not.
Actually, half the block down.
And then we had some icy roads, which we did get taken care of. There were a few complaints because we had rain, snow, rain, and it just cold, windy. So we had a few spots that they went back out and salted them.
Especially after Friday with the wind,
That wind is what,
that shined them up, and then everything turned to ice. And then I think conditions are a little bit different out in the open than they were,
Mhm.
would be in a subdivision or even in town for that matter.
But they got it taken care of and they got it scraped off and salted and all that good stuff. And then we did get our SMA letter from the state for SDOT, so we can proceed with that. So, and that's all I got.
Yeah.
Oh, I,
Hey, there were kids over near St. Joe's and Deer Run and Ruby over
Uh-huh.
there, driving around screwing with mailboxes.
okay.
When they came down Deer Run,
Mm-hmm,
I caught them and ran out and shagged them off. I didn't get a plate,
mm-hmm.
but I did see them out there messing around. They had a car and 2 snowmobiles,
Mm-hmm.
so
Spinning tires.
that's
out.
probably what happened to the mailbox.
Very possible.
Nice and slick. It was fun.
Yeah.
All right, where are we? Rod, library,
Nothing really to report.
buildings and grounds, Nicole.
We changed a doorknob on the door. Thank you, Casey, for doing that. It opens much nicer now. We have quite a few rentals coming up right now with baby showers and bridal showers. I have started a list of what is needed in spring, especially for the baseball diamond, because Spencer did contact me. They're interested in using the ball diamond. And we know that there's like, not necessarily potholes, but it's groovy in the back where the balls could get hit in the field, so we know we need dirt out there. Outside of that, I did get a request to have a baby changing table put in the bathrooms, which really is not a bad idea. So I was going to start looking into that. I also had a request for a microwave and bigger signage on the doors. I have not looked at the signage of the doors. I was told that an elderly person went into the male bathroom instead of the women's bathroom. And then I haven't looked into the
Are
microwave.
you sure that
as
was
an option.
accidental?
I wasn't there, but I really do like the idea of the baby changing tables because I think that would be helpful in there. And then I also had made changes to the rental, which we'll be talking about later, rental agreement form, I should say, based off the information that I received from Lori when she had said that we need to change the maximum capacity. And that's all I have.
Garbage and recycling, Dave?
Had a number of complaints about broken, either, I don't know if they got a new driver, I've talked to Chad. They've had broken wheels, they've had broken,
Covers?
covers. I think I had 6 or 7 of them within the last month since New Year's Eve that requested. So if anybody isn't getting picked up, or you have a problem with the bins or the carts, let either the town clerk know or myself, my number's on there. The manager is answering my phone calls now.
I think some of the problem with these cards is they've been out there.
How long have they been out there?
Yeah,
Or they weren't out there soon enough?
no.
Are they the green, are they the green ones, the originals, or, yeah?
That we had them.
Yeah.
What have we had them? How many years we had them?
It's gotta be, what, 15?
Yeah, plus with these temperatures.
Yeah, that don't help either.
Right,
So, I mean, they're getting old,
Yeah.
you know, so, yeah, some of them probably need to be replaced.
and that's what I had, that was the majority of calls I had,
Mm-hmm.
so.
The other thing, I guess, for right now is, because we brought it up last month, was the garbage cans being left out. If they're out and almost in the lane of traffic or in the lane of traffic, I have been basically getting out of the truck, stop plowing, putting the garbage can in the middle of their driveway back in, so that they do realize that it was out in the roadway. I mean, if I put it off to the side, I don't think that they're even gonna
No.
recognize that they're having it out too far. And some of these are 3 and 4 days after garbage pickup.
Yeah.
That's a little extreme anyway.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not gonna be pushing, I'm not purposely gonna be pushing anything into the ditch, as somebody else had brought up, but I am gonna be, if I have time
Why,
to
who said
get
that?
out.
Why, did they say that you purposely pushed it in the ditch?
No, nobody said anything yet, but somebody else made a comment last month that, well, we just do, I'm not doing that, I'm just openly, but I am gonna be getting out of the truck and putting it in the middle of the driveway, which I know will tick a few people off maybe, but maybe it'll make them realize that that can shouldn't be left out in the roadway. I mean, it's, because otherwise we have to go back and then re-widen the road if they move it, so I'd just as soon move it.
Do it right
done with
away.
it, yeah. And I mean, they could be on vacation, I mean, you don't know either, but I guess, so that's why I'm moving it to the middle of the driveway, just to let them, basically a notification that you've been, it was out in the middle of the roadway.
And they'll be hitting it themselves.
Yeah.
The other thing is the tire recycling, the 26th of April. This will be in the newsletter, in the spring newsletter. That's all I have.
Carolyn, policies.
Policies and procedures, nothing I don't know, Nicole says you have a new policy you wanna go over, I don't know. when-
It's not,
Rental agreement.
it's the rental agreement.
Okay, yeah, okay. The newsletter, the end of the month, by the 28th, I need all of your, reports. Dave has already given me this to include in the letter, so I need all of them by the 28th. That's it.
Carolyn, our assessor's here tonight, and she,
Hello.
Hi.
she wants to put something in the newsletter
Oh, okay.
regarding what's coming up for our reassessment.
Great,
So,
so I'll meet with you afterwards, you can
yep, that
get
would be
something to
perfect.
me? Thank you.
Nicole, ordinances,
I have no updates.
fire department,
Alright. So the calls from January 13th, 25 to February 7th, 2025, we've got 5 EMS calls, 1 mutual aid. On the fire side, we completed 110 calls in 2024. We had 9 fire calls, 79 EMS calls, 5 hazardous conditions, 2 service calls, 6 good intent calls, 9 false alarms. We did pass our 2% dues audit. The flow testing is complete for the SCBA's. Grants we're gonna be working on, there are no cost grants to the township or the firehouse sub grant, Capital One credit union grant, and the Walmart community grant. We have Allison Kildall completed 1 year probationary period and been voted on as a full member. EMS is working with 2 individuals who are going through EMT class. For community education, February is National Cancer Prevention Month. See Facebook page for more information. And for fundraisers, right now we're just in the planning stages for our Fall Fest.
I have a question. Where does your mutual aid fall in the completed calls of 2024?
I would have to break that down separately.
So were there actually more calls than 110 calls?
No, they're all included in there along with the mutual aids. Mutual aids are part of the 9 fire calls.
Oh, okay.
And what was the total number of everything?
110.
says over here.
That's 31 more calls than 2023.
I'm sorry?
That's 31 more calls than 2023.
What is a good intent call?
It may have been one of the ways that someone quoted our lift assist that we do.
Oh. Any other questions?
No, but I do want to make a comment. I went through the audit with the inspector from the state. I was very impressed with how everything was presented to him. And it was a good job there that he could not believe how everything was so organized and he sailed right through it. So thank you.
Clerk's report, John, you're up.
Let's see, there's a board of review training by the Towns Association on March 1st at the Eagles Club. It costs $65 per person, so if you're interested in registering to that. I think there was a couple of things like in the morning as well, legislative update or something like that. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Let's see, Deb already mentioned we received the SMA for the Stott Road. We received a $2,700 check for the bridge inventory,
Good deal.
so that came in late
Oh,
last
for the
week.
culverts.
Yeah, the 6 to 20-foot ones.
Yeah.
Let's see, there's a zoning board of adjustments and appeal workshop. Let's see, next Wednesday, the 19th. Let me double check, because I thought it was this Wednesday. I've got 4 board members and 4 planning commission members.
That is the,
registered.
It's next week.
yeah. This week, I think, is that broadband thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, on the 12th, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week, February 19th is the
In
zoning
Rapids.
ones.
Yeah.
Yep, in Rapids. Let's see, I submitted the LREP reimbursement for man on the 25th of January. I received 4 open records requests and responded to 4 open records requests. Received 1 employee grievance. The Capital Credit Union from Green Bay is soliciting grant applications from fire departments. That's the Capital One Credit Union grant that Adam was talking about. Beth is here, the assessor. We received a claim from Hush Blackwell Law Firm on behalf of American Tower Corp. Regarding the cell phone tower that is on Ken Harder's land on Kraus. I asked the law firm, I think it was like $154. I asked them if we didn't want to dispute it, if we just wanted to issue the refund, what do we do? He said to issue the refund to Ken Harder. And Beth can kind of give you her opinion. I kind of roped her in. I sent out a lot of, tried to get a lot of information. I talked to Donna, I talked to somebody at the state, the town association meeting, it was very timely, so I asked that guy, that presenter, give me information. I asked Beth, Beth did some research, so do you wanna tell me what you found out?
So this is gonna be a little hiccup probably for a lot of municipalities because of the 2023 Act 12 that came through when they dismantled personal property. Some personal property then was put on real estate, and that is the case with this tower. It is no longer personal property, but the Department of Revenue wants us to move it to real estate. So there was an option for the landowner to give American Tower their own parcel number, and they would have been assessed separately than the land and given their own tax bill. They did not act on that last year, so the amount that the tower is assessed for went on their property tax bill. They were not reimbursed any money from American Tower. The Harders paid the tax bill and aren't asking for a refund from the town. It is, they didn't know about this company asking for reimbursement. So I would recommend to just wait. There's 90 days to reply. I think we need to get more information. If they're asking for a refund for something they haven't paid, is there, they were gonna verify that they hadn't gotten any payment from American Tower to reimburse them for their tax bill. So at this time, I am also looking for advice from the Department of Revenue. If they do think they are an exempt entity, I need proof of that. They need to show me why. So we're still looking into it.
Did you talk to the Harders?
I did, I was there this evening.
Do they plan on, I don't know if you can tell us this, but do they plan on changing this so that?
They are gonna discuss it
Oh,
with their
okay.
children. I
Okay.
think that it is the intention that their children will eventually, get this land. So it's a new process.
Okay.
So it's something that the Department of Revenue and some of the counties just came up with last year, so I don't know what the, pros and cons of that are. It would not give them any deed to the land itself. It's supposed to only be for the structure. And some people have done it and are okay with it, but with it being a new process, they're up in the air. They're gonna discuss it with their family and possibly an attorney before they move forward, but they are gonna look into their, finances to make sure that they didn't get reimbursed this tax money, but I don't know, other than this company looking into the county records, how they even found out
Do we
the
have any,
bill amount.
do we have any other towers?
There is, yeah.
And there hasn't been any issues there? Yeah.
Not that I know of yet.
excuse me, there's two towers,
Yeah.
one over by
Right.
hummus. And I know that Mr. Reuter asked me the other day if I knew what the deal was, because he normally gets a check. And now was that included in his tax bill? Do you
I don't know where
remember?
he would get a check from.
But
So,
from them,
oh,
so,
no, normally, that's SBA, that owns that tower, the big one. The
Uh-huh.
little one that he has on a parcel is the radio tower. There was no value placed on that tower. So I talked to the assessor about that, whether or not she will, she can apply something or whatever. So right now, that one's a no game. The other big one, SBA always paid it under personal property. And it was over $1,200 last year. So, I instructed Donnie, we separated out that value that was placed on there from last year, the same value placed on there. And I told him, you know, he's gonna have to bill it direct. We have nothing, the county has nothing to do with that. They put that personal property onto the real estate piece of his, and we separated that out so he would know how much. It'll be up to him to get the money to him, to Donnie Reuter, because he paid the whole bill, because it was addressed to him. So the personal property ones are a little weird this year. We'll just have to watch them until we know. That's nothing nothing really we can do about it.
So if I could be put on the agenda next month, I would have more information, you know, if you guys wanna wait to make a decision on that, or, you know, that would just be my recommendation, is
Just hold off and wait.
let's just get all our information since there's time to reply, because I don't know, if they're asking for reimbursement for something they haven't paid, to my knowledge.
Yeah, she's talking about the lawsuit one.
Mhm.
And that particular tower sits on a 6.2 piece acre of land, which was Ken Harder's. He can't sell it because of whatever the agreements were and whatever went in, when that went out. So if the land will remain in his name, and the personal property on there will have to be decided. I think there is a process at some point that personal property value can be put on its own bill in another fashion, but not at this point. The one for Donnie Reuter, that's the one that's the most money, that one sits on his land, and so then they just applied that value right to that parcel that it's on. But there's other things on there. There's a shed on there, there's a workshop on there, so we just split it out as close as we could split it out. That's.
Aren't you glad that you got the job?
So that law firm is requesting a response within 90 days, so we have until April 30th to submit a response. And even if we don't, I don't know that we're under any legal obligation to do anything. They're not like suing us or anything.
Right.
They're just kind of making a request for reimbursement or refund. So, yeah, I think as long as you guys don't have any objections, we'll just kind of sit on it, and Beth can do a little bit more research and give an update at the next meeting.
Sounds good.
We received one zoning permit that was issued on Red Hawk and one sanitary permit that was issued on County Road E. That's it for the report.
Correspondence, what about checks?
Yeah, so they've got the checks in here. We do have one extra one in that will be signed. It's for Clark Landscaping. He sent it in this weekend. He did some snow removal, 4.5 hours of snow removal on Saturday. So that got added in. I issued that check today, so that's in the packet for signing.
It's for $294. It's,
And that has to be added on to the 100 and,
Yeah.
So is that 20570 then?
Yep.
like 14 hours. That makes sense? 14 hours.
That's shoveling around the pavilion.
I don't know, let's see what it says.
And the doorknob.
Pavilion doors, snow removal, snow and fire escape bracket, snow removal, and locks on pavilion, snow removal,
So did you say that it's gonna be 205.70?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the check
For
number.
$294.
Okay.
So I move to approve checks 20533 to 20570, and then also ACH transactions from 250101 to 250111.
You get a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
I had a question on the Dempsey Law Firm. Do you know what the $80 credit was on there? Because I looked at the checks and at the bottom it said there was a
No, that was the
reference.
previous balance,
Or
I
a
believe.
previous balance
What
of
was
credit.
it for,
I'm
John?
sorry. Previous balance of $80. I don't know what that was for.
What number is it?
The check number is 20552, but on the invoices that we could look at, it references on the bottom of the second page, previous balance $80. I don't know what it was from.
Yeah, I didn't pick that up. Let me see if there's,
When I asked you about what that was, you said it was ethics.
so he must not have credited us. So we paid a $80 bill in January.
Yeah.
So we gotta take $80 off of this one.
So should we remove this one and just make it 160 then?
Sure.
So, can I amend my motion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amend, so what I said about checks, other than 20552, instead of $240, it should be voided and a new check cut for Dempsey Law Firm for $160.
160 or 150?
160.
This-
It's $80, right?
Okay.
So that's 160.
Yeah, you're right. And we need a second.
Second.
Any other discussion?
Do you have questions, Deb?
No, you said to void it, right?
Yeah, void it.
I'm gonna-
Void it.
We'll cut out a new one, so it would actually be 20571 then, right?
7-1 through
Yeah.
7-1. Okay, is that one done? Was there a second and approval?
Yeah,
Okay,
we haven't approved it yet. but-
okay.
Or we haven't voted on it,
I'll
but
wait.
we got a second. What did you need?
I need the checks for settlement, so I'm just gonna ask for
Oh.
those now. Seeing how you're doing the check approval. So you can finish that motion and then we'll do that.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So the tax settlement is due, coming up due. They shut us off late last week, no more collection. So they will do the February settlement, I don't have to do, they do that, and then we have to approve it when it comes to us. But those checks are due in their office by the 20th. Now, as of today, we don't have the settlement yet that they're figuring out, but of course, they shut us off on Friday, I believe, and there's 61 to do. So I can't expect them to be getting us that today. But it should come in the next day or so. So we will need 6 checks, 3 for the schools, 2 for the tax, and 1 for the county. So that John and I, once we get the settlement, we'll go over it and then make those payments.
What were the checks? You said 6 months, 3 for the schools, 1 for the county,
2 for
For the
tax.
technical schools.
2 taxes.
Yeah. So yeah, so we'll need those, so that would be, check number 20572. And then to 78. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
Yeah,
77.
Yeah.
Not enough fingers then?
None of fingers.
So I move to approve cutting those checks
For the tax
for
settlement.
the tax settlement, for the 3 schools, the 2 tax, and the county,
once we get those, we can email those to you as well, so you can look at them if you wish.
Okay.
I second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Anything for budget, John?
No, nothing was out of the ordinary there.
Okay, bank reconciliation.
Okay, that's you have in front of you. Do you have any questions? I don't know if you have any questions.
Do we need to move money out of the tax savings? to cut
We
those
will
checks?
be to cut those checks, we don't know exactly how
Oh,
much that'll
okay.
be,
I see.
but you could just, in your motion, we're gonna need like 70,000 to pay the bills from tonight, they're like 100,000, we have 43,000 in there, plus we'll have payroll, and I don't know of anything else coming up, is there, John? 70 be enough? Because that should be enough, so we'll need like 70,000 to pay the
Yeah.
bills that we currently have.
Yeah, I've got 39,000 right now, so.
Yeah, because, yeah, you just put more bills, we paid more things, so. So 70,000 should pay the rest of the bills, and then include enough money to pay the sum, which I have.
No idea.
I don't know, no,
I would
because
say it's 75,000.
you want 70.
75,000 or 80,000.
Yeah,
I'd like to be safer than
okay,
unsafe.
so that's what we'll need, we need a motion to do 80,000 out of that tax account to pay the bills. from
So
tonight.
moved.
And enough money to pay
The settlement.
the settlement, the tax settlement for February.
We already approved the tax settlement.
Well, you approved getting the checks,
But not
but
moving-
not moving money, so
Oh,
we'll have to
moving
move the
money.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Second it.
okay, so Dave and Carolyn.
And we'll have enough in our tax savings account to cover that?
Yes. we
Okay,
will.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah. But, you know, it'll go down because.
Oh, you're right, but,
I mean, you only, for all the collection that we do, your budget only is what, 569,000 this year and change? So, you know, once that all happens, and we didn't collect it all, because we haven't collected all the taxes yet, so we wouldn't even have that much left over
yeah.
in that tax sale.
Oh, we still have money coming in. We've
And-
got the reimbursement coming in for the grant.
Oh, yeah, we got
I
plenty
was
of
just
money.
gonna say,
Yeah.
have we
I
gotten
just
that?
wanted
No,
to
we haven't
ask.
got it
Yeah,
yet.
no, no, and that's how
We
money
applied for
flows.
it.
Yeah.
And you got
For that
shared revenues
reimbursement.
coming, and
You
you've
know,
got,
that-
you know,
that
quarterly
fees.
transportation, there's
Well,
money.
It shouldn't phase us at all.
That won't-
It's only state, this money is state money, so it's all,
Okay,
the
okay.
state's got
Put on
plenty of money.
line.
The
They'll give
federal,
us money.
Yeah,
federal money,
okay.
We just have to wait for it,
More
because we had to, put in the request. And then there was a couple more things that they wanted, so we gave them that. And then, that should have been it. There wasn't any more after that, was there,
no,
John?
no, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. So it's in there, we're just waiting for it.
So what I think that I would like to request is, to have Donna go to the bank and close, account number 9072. That's the restricted cash. That was the ARPA money. That was just the title that we gave it. The ARPA money's all been spent and reported. This, I think, is the leftover, it was the residual interest from when we moved the money out of it in January.
Oh,
So I don't know, like, I think Donna can just say, look, I wanna close that and move all the money
That's
over to the main account.
$354 worth of
That way, if
interest.
there's interest in there now, I don't know, I mean, I don't know how that kind of stuff works, but.
Right.
I imagine if she says, I wanna close it, then they can calculate the interest, shut it
To
down,
date.
and move
Yeah,
it
to
over
the
to the
moment,
main,
yeah,
so.
then they
And then
usually
just-
are able to,
Then
and
that
I'll
would
move
go
it,
into the.
money
90.
market, the other highway fund, money
Right.
market.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll take care of that one.
So,
and that was how much? You said 354?
354, well, right now it's 354.39, so there'll be a few pennies somewhere
for interest.
of the day, through the day. Each day we, you know, they'll calculate a few pennies, so it'll be pretty close to that.
so I move closing the account 9072, and the money that's in the account move to the highway funds to the market, which is 9838.
Yep.
Can we get a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. You sound so happy, Nicole.
I'm always happy.
As long as it's not your money.
don't, right?
Right.
Anything else, Donna?
No, I'm good.
Okay, next item on the agenda is call for road material bids. John, you still have the bid from last year for road materials?
The ad?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it is, we'll just go with that. I don't know what else we would change.
Well, you're talking base course breaker, rod and granite,
Yeah.
and dust inhibitor, correct?
Yeah, like we do every year. Do we need a motion for that?
Okay, go ahead. You wanna make a motion for that?
Sure. Move to advertise for road materials for the 2025 year.
What dates do we need on it? Do we need to set a date, like, do we need a response back by March 15th or anything like that? I'm just throwing out random dates, by the way, but.
I think that we normally call for them to come back by the day of the next board meeting.
That's
So
what
the-
we've done in the
By
past.
Yeah, so the March board meeting,
Yeah,
and we can say it like, whatever, 7 o'clock. I can
Yeah.
run over there and
Right.
check it on my way in.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Fire department building.
You want me to take this one? All right, the reason we need to talk about this is because when we do the state fire claims forms, the fire department has to submit a bill to the township. And from there, the township has to create the bill and send it out to the resident, or whoever the bill is for. So we need to decide if the fire department's billing or if we're not. Because we have to have this figured out because the township actually has to be the one to send the bill out. The fire department sends our bill to the township, which would be Donna, because she's treasurer, so she would get our bill. And then it's up to the township from there to send the bill out to the individual. And the bill has to be sent out with the town of McMillan on it and not the town of McMillan Fire Department. Because the township has to have 3 attempts in collecting this bill before we can submit all this paperwork to get reimbursed.
From the state you're
From
talking?
the state,
If it
correct.
qualifies,
Correct.
yeah.
Are you talking the ones that are beyond, they've been out there quite a while and nobody's gotten paid, what are you talking about? Anything on a state highway?
Anything on a state highway or connected to a highway that gets state reimbursement or state aid.
And you're saying that passers, people passing through and town residents? Because you keep,
We would have to bill everybody, because we
Right,
can't
yeah,
pick and
yeah.
choose who
so
we bill.
that's, yeah.
So it would have to be everybody.
Exactly.
No matter who's on Highway 97
Correct.
and has a problem. And
Correct.
does that include whether it's a 1050 auto accident or whatever happens out there?
1050 or fire. EMS, we can't bill for, because the city of Marshfield bills for those.
Right,
So it's,
But we can bill for the fire side of
right.
motor vehicle accidents.
And we used to do this billing, am I correct, Donna?
years ago, we did everything.
Yeah.
It was, I don't care where it happened, we billed the resident, and they just turned it in their
An insurance company.
Yes, and then I don't know, over the years that got changed,
Lost.
I don't know why, somebody didn't want the residents to have to pay because they had the equipment. And so things changed over time, but we used to bill everyone for everything.
So as it stands right now, the residents do not, other than
Nobody here.
97.
Nobody did.
do
There are no
not
bills.
bill.
Somewhere
Nobody
along the
gets
line, are there minutes to that, do you know?
I have not been able to find
Never
anything.
heard anything.
I've looked in the
I
fire
don't know
department
when it
minutes and
got
there's nothing.
denied or when they stopped doing it, I have no clue. I just know, when I was here, we billed, everything.
Yeah.
For every, yes. Usually if you have a car accident or something, and the fire department has to go out, your insurance picks it up. unless you have we tried to educate them back then that you watch your minimums, because like a fire call, you know, it was like $2,000 was a minimum call, or, you know, you had to have that, and people didn't have that on their insurance. So we tried to educate everybody to make sure that you had that on your insurance forms, you know, with your insurance company. So if you had a call, it got paid, because most of them, the insurance companies say anything over, has to be over $2,500 or something for the call. So,
But they change the insurance companies.
yeah, everything's
Constantly.
changed so much, so, yeah, so we probably need to re-educate. If you're gonna bill your residents for anything, you probably need to educate maybe in your
Your
newsletter,
newsletter.
either this time or the fall. You better educate your residents.
So do we need any, legal guidance, any from attorney or anything, or?
Well, if you look in your ordinance, you already have a fee schedule for
Okay.
engines,
For billing.
tenders, and stuff like that.
It isn't just the manpower.
You
You want a
get
fire-
the equipment too.
Yes, thank you.
So that's already been established.
It's already in the ordinance.
Yes.
It's in the ordinance.
Yep.
Does it
Yes.
need to be updated though? I mean, the dollar, like, I don't know.
Probably, wages doesn't need to be updated on there. I think it says $15.
For the wages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to figure out for the equipment. So maybe update the ordinance for that.
So then that would come back next month to be approved, and then you go from there, is that what you're
Sure.
thinking? Okay.
Adam, you wanna go over that and see what you need to do for,
Because we already put that.
And I'll
Well, we
look
have the
online.
numbers here, where they submitted once already, or we need to resubmit?
What we submitted before was a fee schedule for false alarm calls, fire inspections, tent permits, fireworks, motor vehicle accidents.
we're just looking at the accident.
This has to be resubmitted to the board, because first alarm free, second alarm $100, these are false alarms.
Yeah,
So if somebody's alarm goes off in their home, it's the second time, it's $100. I mean, I don't know if you,
That,
you know, and then as it goes further on down, inspections, how much inspections are, is that up? Is that more than what it's been?
we don't charge for inspections.
Okay, now there's fire inspections on here, that they're gonna bill everybody for. How many fire inspections do you do? Like
28.
28 now?
28.
28 now.
and that's on the, comes off of our taxes too, correct?
What do you need?
Fire inspections. It's
Well, the
in our
initial
budget,
inspection's
right?
free, it's just all the subsequent, any kind of failures or anything unsafe that we find, we
Mhm.
have to go back and re-inspect.
Oh, I see what you're
Then-
saying,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so if they're not keeping on their end of things, then they're gonna get charged every time we have to go back.
Mm. So
The
the
initial
first one
is free.
isn't, right, okay.
Yeah, I think you guys need to look at
I was
this.
gonna say, I think it
Because-
looks like it needs to be redone here.
Yes, because the vehicle extraction is $500. You know, we have the tools for that.
That's it.
I don't know if that includes all the manpower.
No, it doesn't.
It does not include anything but the actual use of the extraction device. Am I correct?
Correct.
You better look at this.
Is that online or is
No.
that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is just something we've come up with, I don't think it's been approved yet. It's just what we've come up based on what other departments are charging.
Mhm.
Oh,
So that means if pass-throughs or residents, you have to decide, you know, what's gonna happen there. But like she said, if you bill, you have to bill everybody. So you're, the choice is got to bill it all, like you've been doing, and that's maybe why they quit it some years
That
ago.
could be.
Or,
We also could just bill for the highway stuff. We don't have to bill for
Accidents.
residents, right? We don't have to bill for residents. I mean, if they have a CO call, we don't have to bill for that.
well, that's.
I mean, we
If they
can,
have a- If they have
but
a
we don't
what?
have to.
If they have a what?
Carbon monoxide,
Oh, yeah.
or smell, or.
No, we were mainly talking about car accidents is how this all got.
Right, so we
generated.
could, I mean, they went through and got us all the numbers for everything other departments are using and doing, but we wouldn't necessarily have to go all
That
the way.
far.
We could just get it so that we can get our state dollars if people neglect to pay their bills.
Well, they get charged if an ambulance goes, right?
Yep.
They get a bill sent out, so
the ones on the state highway that you can ask for reimbursement to
You have
the
to pull a
state,
hose, right?
Those, you know, yeah, you'd have to be billing for all that stuff, you know,
Mhm.
to ask for that, but that's not necessarily that's pass-throughs.
Mhm.
The majority, you know, everybody has to get to the highway, out to, you know, 97 or whatever to, you know, to pass through, so.
Well, anybody in the township that would have a car accident should be billed if
If
they
that's
have to
what
go
you're
out.
doing.
Yeah, that'd be my thought.
That's what used to happen.
Because according to the state, we can bill for anything in any road that is adjacent to a state highway that gets, a highway that gets state funding. So let's say there's an accident on Stad just south of Highway C. That road is adjacent to a highway that gets state aid, correct? So that's a county highway, county gets state aid, correct?
That I don't know. I don't know.
So let's say that happens, let's say County C gets state aid. We can bill for that accident.
If we don't get paid. Correct?
I don't know.
I mean, if we bill the people
If you bill them and
and
they
they
pay
pay
it,
it,
we don't have to.
you can't
Yeah,
turn
you're not
around and
submitting
collect from the
anything.
state.
No, you
Yeah.
can't.
So,
But if they don't,
then you can.
then you can.
But if it's on Elm and Stott, you can't
You
anyway.
can't, because it's not adjacent to
But you
a,
can bill the person that was in the accident. So why don't you get us copies of that?
Yes.
Yeah, and then we can look at the billing for the, mainly for car accidents. So, and we'll go from there.
Is that the one that was presented last year on this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I can send that out.
Okay, I just email it.
Unless you guys did you
I
make any
didn't make
changes?
this or no,
No,
I
it
just
looks
have
the
one.
same.
They don't call accidents anymore.
Yeah, I have that one just too. It looks the same.
So then table that till next month. All right, anything else on that? Pavilion rental agreement revision.
So in our packet, if you go under the first change, other than, the formatting looks a little goofy, don't mind the formatting. When people print this off, it'll be nice and pretty on a single page for renting for the agreement on page 1. But under keys, I changed the wording, because we have a lockbox now, so I just wanna make sure everybody on the board is okay with that.
Under what?
Keys, third page,
Red, red.
there you go.
Oh.
I don't think the people in the audience have the colored version, but it's the whole section under keys I changed and crossed out a few things. And I have not had any issues with keys since we've had the lockbox, if anybody's interested, but it seems to be working very well, having that lockbox. Does anybody have concerns with the key section?
I've had several calls from people wanting to get their key, but they don't know how to get it. So that's why I forwarded it to you. And then and make sure that they know that that key goes back into where it goes when they picked it up or something, because it seems to be kind of confusing or something.
They're getting it back there, aren't they, Nicole? Yeah.
And that's why I changed the wording in here, because we didn't have the lockbox
Yeah,
pop
yeah.
up, but now it's there. Then on the next page, is parking allowed or not allowed on Elm Street or Galvin Avenue? No? Okay, because I've had multiple people ask me, they said, well, I used to be able to park there, and I said, I don't think you should have been able to, so that's why I have that there.
Has to do with the fire department, you gotta have that road open, right?
I think
Well, they gotta be able to get down.
One side.
They used to,
Only on one side.
I don't know, that's what I'm asking.
they used to park on the north side, they allowed that. But they have signs up on both sides of the road.
Right.
So there's just a
This is
cut.
an elm tree, not elm.
Oh, shoot, okay, so Elm Tree, I even had it wrong to begin with, but,
Way to go.
whoops.
You also need to add in there that there's no parking in the fire department parking lot.
I think we got a sign up there, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
but
thought it
they
was in
don't.
here, hold on one second. I can add that statement there, if you guys are okay with that, no parking in fire department.
That's on number 3.
Oh, see, I thought I saw it, yeah, number 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry, I missed it.
That elm tree up there needs to be changed into, it's elm.
So when you say parking is restricted.
So is it Elm Street or Elm Tree?
Elm tree.
Elm Tree. All right,
So if the capacity is 120, you could technically have up to 60 cars. How many parking spaces do we have up there?
Yeah, but that's in the building. If they put a tent up, that's adding on to the.
I know that, but I'm just saying, we don't even have enough parking
They
spaces.
come down and they park down here. and-
Yeah, so could we add that you could park by the.
Additional parking.
Here?
In the town parking lot.
yeah, I can
Yeah.
add that.
Yeah, because they're not gonna, they can't park on the street, and there's not enough up there, what are they supposed to do? They're not gonna go looking through this thing to say, we can park in the parking.
They're not gonna read it anyway.
Probably
Oh, we
not.
have some people that do.
Yeah.
So do I allow parking on the north side of Elm Tree or no?
I guess not, we have signage.
Okay,
I mean,
Yeah, there's
everybody's gotta
been
go
signs up
signage.
forever.
okay, so I'm
I mean,
asking,
they park there forever too.
okay.
Why don't you just have them park in the lot over here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
That's what we did.
Just
Yeah.
add the lot, our lot.
Yeah,
Add that in there.
Yep.
Additional parking.
yeah, I'll add that. Okay, now I'm going ahead to number 13, where I called out 100 people when tables are used, or 120 people when tables are not used, is the maximum capacity.
No confetti, huh, Nicole?
Oh my god, I'm still cleaning up confetti. All of a sudden, a little piece of confetti comes out again, and I'm like, this graduation party was last June. So I'm making sure that confetti is such a pain. So I added that. Does anybody have concerns with that? You guys know.
Do the confetti outside.
I did also add, since we didn't really have it called out what temperature, I just put in 71 degrees for the months of September through April, and then 75 during the months of May through August. Again, this is dependent on weather. If it's 45 degrees in June, it's not gonna be 75 degrees in there. I'll lower it, I'll do what I need to do. but-
Well, you got fans in there too, so you're gonna have to look at that.
And then I also put on the fans, and there's where the switch is to turn on those fans.
And that's it?
And that was it. So I don't know if there's any other concerns, but made those changes.
Now, are you leaving them with control of the thermostat?
No, the thermostat is locked.
Okay, because the only other thing I guess is that we may want to look at too, though, is if they're gonna open the doors and you're gonna have the air conditioner set on, then we probably should have a way for them to turn the air conditioning off. Because if the doors are open, I mean,
It's just burning electricity.
yeah.
And usually I'll talk to them before and I say, do you plan on doing this or this? And this past summer the average was about 75, 76. And it was just, yeah, we're not planning to have the doors open. And I said, well, if your plan changes, please let me know so I can adjust the like I talked to every renter in advance. And most are like, yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, the place of the
Is it locked out?
It's on
locked
the
out?
calendar, I'll double check, but I thought I put it on there. I'm pretty sure I did, because I contacted you Lori a couple
Yeah.
times, I'm like, are you sure it's this date?
Yeah.
I'm just checking quick. So does anybody up here have any concerns with making those changes?
I need a motion to change that.
It would be September 6th.
Yep. It's fine.
Because I thought you and I talked about it.
Yep.
I thought it was,
Because we originally had it on the 13th, and then I changed it to the 6th.
Okay.
I moved to approve the agreement revision.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. There, your revision is done.
Thanks. No confetti.
Okay, we did get our SMA letter for Stott, which is basically the specs for our road. And we can, get an engineer. Is everyone comfortable with Quest again?
Yep. I thought Quest did a nice job.
And their planning design is about $95,000, we figured roughly, so. We need a motion then, and I'll get a hold of them and they can start. Jim Wendell's from Quest.
Do we need to put that out for?
No, that doesn't need to be put out for bids. For the engineer, we can use whatever engineer we have according to the specs for that, so. We do have to put the project out to bids, but not the engineer.
Can I make a
And then
motion?
he'll take care of that, correct, like he did
Yeah,
for me?
just like you did the last time.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve, this engineer for the,
Jim Wendell's at Quest.
yeah, Jim Wendell's, and, yeah, Quest.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So I'll get a hold of them this week and tell them he needs to start work. Menards, did you put that in here, John?
Yeah, I think it's the last page.
I wanted to, ask about putting Kurt on there with highway. So
I'm
he,
gonna also recommend that from what I've been doing with Kurt and how
Yeah.
things have been going. He's ending up having to purchase things once in a while from a
Exactly.
vendor that would be a little more expensive than Menards for some items. Not that it's anything huge, but it would be nice to be able to have him on that list.
That and Nicole wouldn't have to come down at 8 o'clock in the morning either.
and is there any other changes anybody else wants to make? I just wanted to add Kurt, so that he can get the
Just
supplies
take
he
Pat
needs.
out of there and put Kurt in, right?
Oh, isn't Pat still on the fire
Pat's still
department?
on the
Yes,
fire
he is.
department
Oh,
side.
he's still the fire
He's still the fire
department, yes. So you can take my name out
How many
and
names do you
put
have
Kurt
on
in
there?
there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Actually,
9.
it's good for
We got
us.
9, and we're gonna add Kurt. So
We
if
used to
we,
have some rule about only doing
Yeah,
4 or
that's-
5. I don't know if that rule
they haven't
still
said
stands.
anything, have they?
No, they just scroll.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care.
So Carolyn, you don't need to be on, don't wanna be on?
Well, no, it doesn't, I mean, I can sometimes run errands for others, but that's okay, whatever.
I mean, it's up to you, I don't care.
I'll just add Kurt then,
Okay, just leave it and add Kurt.
yeah.
Okay, we need a motion.
I make a motion, we add Kurt to the Menards list for purchasing.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, we're gonna be going into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Stats 19.851. C, to consider McMillan Town Employee Performance Evaluation and to consider hiring McMillan Town Employee and compensation. So, we will go into closed session, and then when we meet people, I will let you know.
Online change in the can like this one, they're just going to take it and go ahead with it. And I'm going to change
Okay, we'll reconvene into open session.
I'd like to move to hire Kurt Bornbach as a full-time employee, which ranges from 20 to 40 hours at $27.50 an hour.
We need a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
I'd like to move to approve Casey as a employee of the township when plowing and shoveling snow only. Otherwise, he will remain as a contractor doing anything else. And he will be paid $25 an hour when doing that.
Need a second?
A second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 No.
Aye. Well, I think it's 4-1. Okay. And the last motion. You forgot what it was.
Well, I made the last two, somebody else can make it.
I can't make it because I have to
No, I know,
abstain,
you gotta
so I
abstain.
can't make it, so it's got to be somebody else.
You're not gonna make it.
Right. I move to deny the grievance that was made to the township
By recommendation.
by recommendation from the lawyer.
Can we get a second? Motion failed. Need a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Take our reading
Okay, so do this one.
I think the thing is when you have that much, you like you're supposed to sit there and get the shadows. I feel the shame of it. I don't think so. I go around. I don't see a good location.
You'll have to sign that.
Yeah. But if we allow it, the thing is, the guys put it in there, so don't care. They don't care. Stupidity. That's it's not even. There's.
I want to do it together. I think you were saying,
They
no,
will
the
shoot
shoes more expensive.
that they're putting it
And it's
on.
coming to your mind.
Everybody thinks money, whatever. And I'm not, you know, all your sword.
But when you're sore, I don't
And the question is, there's a little bit of research on it, the zoning, the zoning right now, and because they just put up a window.
Oh, yeah, I'm just trying
I mean, I'm up for it, piece of property.
I know.
I didn't touch
What you got? Casey?
Left side, changing the weight ups. And right
We need to measure both that shit.
well, yeah, but if you look at it,
Talk about that.
I'm sorry.
if that's the case, let's take that.
so many in
Here's where you get a little across, yeah.
since he's on the commission.
Sorry.
Yeah, so.
Well, I just.
Keep on palm with it, I believe.
I forgot to-
I mean, it's late, they were